So the academy have adapted really well. Obviously, since being locked down, we gradually built back into training. So we started off just once a week, just to get more of a system running for the academy, what it looks like, and obviously the safety procedures that needed to be put in place. Then we moved into twice a week for a couple of weeks. And from this week, we've gone into 4 times a week. But because how we've delivered it in the first few weeks, like everything's running to plan in terms of safety procedures. The boys know what to do. They need to know their social distancing, and they've been brilliant, to be fair. It was more because it was new, and it's going to be new for everyone doing this. We prepped well before even starting training in terms of what it looked like. We had Zoom presentations and Zoom meetings with coaches to prep coaches, so we didn't come in blindfolded. The boys have, like I said, the boys have been brilliant. The hardest thing probably was the non-contact stuff. But there's loads of stuff we can do in terms of the way we train. We've done loads of passing patterns and worked on like real detail, which we do in the week, but it gives us a massive focus on that type of training. You can see the boys wanting to do the contact stuff, and obviously being footballers, like that's their bread and butter. But we had to go by the guidelines, and it, like I said, it just gave us a good 2 or 3 weeks to shake off some cobwebs after not playing for a few months and focus on the details in terms of passing, our patterns, so finishing stuff. So, but the boys have been brilliant with it in terms of their attitude to training and adapting to the new rules. The boys have been brilliant in terms of they come back with hunger. But I fully expected them to. After last season, having a real successful season in the academy, with the 18s being the top of the league, the 23s coming in close at the top, and the 19s doing very well in the new National League. There was a lot of disappointment at the end of last season. Obviously, that was looking at March. So the boys have come in hungry as ever. I think, obviously, the same for everyone, just sitting at home for 3 or 4 months. We done a lot of work in terms of online stuff. So we were working a lot of Zoom sessions. We were doing fitness sessions online. We were having competitions in terms of types of fitness drills. So the boys have been, they've been switched on. They haven't really switched off. They've had a break, but we've kept online most of the time over the lockdown, and they've come back hungry as ever. And they're looking really good. They're really looking nice and sharp as well. So it's a massive positive for us. I said football, like we're in this game and we love this game, but I think in terms of for mental health, which we're massive focus on as well, that the boys getting up to training every day and having a set routine and what they're doing, I think it's really important for the boys. But like I said, we tried to take hold of that, knowing that could be the case. What we didn't want to do is have boys just sitting at home doing nothing with no routine, no clear vision of where they're going. Yes, we've had a speed bump in the lockdown, but it's important that the boys' goals and vision stays clear. So it was important that we set an almost slightly different routine up at home, and that's where we had to stay connected to them and push them in terms of their fitness and their sharpness, in terms of they can do stuff at home on the ball. But having that routine was the main thing that we wanted to have a clear journey for. I'll be honest, I don't think we had to keep their motivation up. They're young, hungry footballers that just want to play football. So the motivation wasn't the thing we had to keep up. We obviously had conversations about when are we looking to start, and at times we didn't have any answers for them in terms of when we were going to get back. But how we sort of framed it is that where people, and I'm sure it happened around England, that where people used it and stopped, like it was a real important opportunity for us to almost leave the pack, where we could have stopped and stayed on the same level. Like we were looking at what we can do to progress and move away from the pack. So like I said, with football's a cutthroat business. So like we didn't take it for granted. We got our heads down and worked hard. And I think as well, like we got a lot more opportunity to work on the tactical side. So we've set presentations up in terms of our philosophy, which we've done. We've done presentations, which obviously it's been good for the boys to actually see it on screen, not always just being on the pitch. So we massively took advantage of that as well. I think we have this conversation all the time about like the academy objection in terms of what we want to do. Like playing football, everyone wants to win. You play football to win. But as an academy, like, what does winning look like for us? Like, of course, we set out to do well, but our main focus is to get players in the first team. That's my job. That's Ross's job. That's the coach's job, to create individuals. Of course, like, we focus on the leagues. We focus on doing well in the leagues, but we don't pull away from our philosophy, because at the end of the day, we're here to create footballers, and we've shown in the last couple of years that the likes of Reece Wiley, Harry Taylor, Reece Miller, Ryan Hall, like, we have a proven track record now. So we're not going to sacrifice boys' development just to try and win a game. Of course, we do want to win games, and that's why we had a lot of success last year. But the focus was the success from boys getting into the first team or around the first team. That's our success. This season, obviously, we've had, due to this lockdown, we took a Zoom presentation for our recruits for the first years. We had me and Ross had a chat about what it looks like, because we couldn't have anyone on trial, and we didn't have any first years. We had boys coming up through the under-16s, but we needed to recruit players. So we thought we'd put a presentation together about what the academy looks like, the philosophy, our success, and the players we've brought in since we've been back, it's been a breath of fresh air. We've had a real good recruitment system. We brought the players in who we think that will adapt well to our philosophy and who will do well for the club. And we're in a real strong position in terms of academy, that we don't really need to recruit anymore. And if we do recruit, it will be the pickings from us. So that has gone down really well. And we've had the first years in for the last few weeks now, and they've been brilliant. They've come in with energy. Considering boys we've had come from Cat 3, Cat 2 academies, that they've come with obviously a different philosophy head, but they're adapting really well. They're really open to it. The work rate's been brilliant, and they're a really nice bunch of lads, which always helps in terms of like the rapport for the group. And I think they're going to have a really successful season.
You win with a shot. For more information, click the link in description.
Click here for the next video. Click here to subscribe.